What's up guys, this is John and you're watching Old Stuff is Cool. I recently returned from a family trip from Hawaii, beautiful Honolulu, where my wife grew up. I consider myself very fortunate that for this annual visit to family, that I get to go to a beautiful location. It does take about 11, 12 plus hours if you don't count the layover to get there, but obviously a beautiful locale. And in addition to experiencing the beautiful beaches, wonderful food, and wonderful people, people I call family, extended family, there's also some time for some comic book hunting. But before I share with you my pickups from the beautiful island, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel and don't miss out on any new videos. The first book I have for you is a promotional comic from GameStop. This came out, I want to say at the end of June, and maybe even beginning of June, and it was a promotion with Marvel Legends, where if you bought 2 figures, you would get this free comic. However, all the GameStops near me, anywhere near the Boston metro area, never got any supplies, and this is me trying not to be a pest and calling the store or dropping by the store when I was nearby, but they didn't have it. But once you know it, the first full day we're on vacation, we're at the nearby mall near my in-laws' place. I stop in the GameStop, ask about the comic, and had a very nice rep tell me I was a little bit late to the game, and then proceeds to pull out the last 3 or 4 issues that he had and gave me one for free, no purchase or anything, because the promotion was done. We're talking about this foil version of Giant Size X-Men #1, and I've been having a great time picking up facsimile covers. This is just for the comic book purist in me, lifelong fan. This is not one I was chasing to flip or to gain any monetary value. I've really liked foil versions of some famous covers. I have one of ASM 252 and 300 as well. So to add this one to the collection is great. The main thing, this is a 1-for-1 reproduction, but they did swap out all the old ads for modern ones, and it makes sense. There's stuff for current comics, movies, even Marvel Legends, which makes sense since that was part of the promotion. The funny thing is, I collect Marvel Legends, and I would have been happy to have done the minimum purchase to get this book if they ever got the comic itself. But to be able to score this on the first full day we were there made me a very happy camper. So X-Men fans, rejoice. Next up, I have a small stack of comics I got from a store in Honolulu called Outer Realms. I've been to the store years ago thanks to an old college buddy that is in Hawaii, and he had brought me there. So, given that I got back into comics since that time, I thought it was worth paying a visit, dig through the back issues, and see what they had. I struck up a wonderful conversation with who I think is an owner or one of the owners of the store, Darren, just talking about comics, talking about the recent comic book movies that came out this summer. In general, a very pleasant exchange. Also, there's a lot of gaming going on while I was in the store. I think there's a group doing D&D, there's a group doing Warhammer. So folks who are into card games, tabletop games in Hawaii, Outer Realms seems like a great location. But let's get into the books that I picked up. These are mostly back issues, but I did get one current book. My comic store didn't happen to get this one, but I got Age of Revelation X-Men #0. This is kicking off the event that is in part celebrating the anniversary of Age of Apocalypse. So a bunch of the titles in X line, maybe in other lines too, at least the X lines are getting retitled, jumping ahead in the future. And I found this issue very interesting. A big part of Revelation is that is the new name for Doug Ramsey, who has become the heir of Apocalypse. So it's a very interesting setup. At the same time, what is a great jumping on point is also a great jumping off point. And for those who keep up with my new comic book day hauls, the only new X title I've had been picking up in these past few months is Storm. So Storm is an excellent book. Highly recommend it if you haven't checked out the current run. But in the greater goal of reducing my monthly books to allow a bigger budget to hunt down, key issues, back issues, and whatnot, it is a jumping off point for me for X-Men. That being said, I will definitely, read it digitally on Marvel Unlimited, grab it from the library. I'm curious about the story, and I hope it did. I hope it's successful. There are way too many titles coming out for this event, though, so definitely want to save that damage from my wallet. Anyway, to continue on the line of X-Men, let's get to these back issues. First up is Uncanny X-Men 232. I'm closing in on the issues past Dark Phoenix Saga. I'm trying to collect basically issues, I guess 142 to 300 or so. There's a partial Uncanny X-Men run I'm trying to complete that would go from the Dark Phoenix Saga all the way to around issue 350. It's an arbitrary cutoff point. It's kind of where I stopped collecting at some point, but I am plugging in those holes, and this was one of the few books remaining, few non-big books remaining. The other X-Men related title I got was X-Men Annual number 8, and whenever I can pick up the annuals, it's not a very high priority goal, but I like to pick them up. All times they're great one-off stories. And one other thing I should mention is all the books I got from the stash were $3 to $4. Nothing crazy in this stack. But next up is Wolverine number 5. And this is one where I'm also trying to do a partial run of issues 1 to 100. And this is this is the last one I needed to complete issues 1 through 10. We've got some Captain America. I found some fun Cap books. And we have Captain America 300. This one was the apparent death of Red Skull at this point. He came back, I think, in a clone body of Steve Rogers at some point. Then we have issue 310. And this one's notable for its appearance of the Serpent Society. Also a very dynamic cover here. And then we have issue number 362. And this is part 6 of 6 of the Bloodstone Hunt. I think it also features the first full appearance of Crossbones, who had made 1 or 2 cameo appearances in this storyline. But Crossbones, fantastic Captain America villain, and in general, collecting that Mark Grunwald run of Captain America. So like I said, a few books from Outer Realms, nothing crazy, but I would definitely, if I have the time, stop by again in the future, because for a great conversation and just the fun of visiting other comic book stores. And last but not least, I have 2 books to share with you that I picked up from eBay. These are Amazing Spider-Man related and are more notable, I guess, than what I picked up in the previous batch. Let's get right into it. First up, we have The Amazing Spider-Man number 55. Fantastic cover by Patrick Gleason. I think there's quite a bit of hype for this book back in the day. I came to it late, but when I saw that there's like tons of printings, I don't know if there's like a dozen, if not that many, there's quite a few in the, originally in white, in red, I think it was second printing, in blue, the third printing. And I actually also picked up a t-shirt of this over at Gap Factory. Fantastic t-shirt. I don't happen to be wearing it today, but you'll see it probably in a future video. This one really is a cover by, although the Nick Spencer run of ASM is one that I had started reading and need to go back to. Just a fantastic cover though, and actually my wife and kids quite like this cover, this design as well. Now the other book I got helps my Todd McFarlane run of Amazing Spider-Man. We're talking about Amazing Spider-Man issue 306, a wonderful homage by Todd McFarlane of the infamous Superman cover. The story itself, which actually I read recently, it's okay. And funny enough, I've been keeping my eye out on this book and had find it kind of pricey for what it is. It's really just this cover that drives the pricing behind it, but finally found a good deal on eBay. Most prices I saw were asking for like at least $25-$30+ and I did not think that was that was really warranted of this issue. I found something for, I think in the end I made an offer of like $15, something. I just wanted for something under 20 in good condition, and luckily they accepted my offer, and now I am one step closer to finishing the Todd McFarlane run on ASM. Actually, all I need left is issue number 301. So I'm thinking before the close of 2025, I'll be able to hunt that one down. But that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know in the comments, did you have a favorite book? Have you hunted down some of your favorite keys or grails this past summer? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys so much for taking some time out and watching this video. Happy collecting, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.